Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and today we're doing a little bit of a different reading in which we're just going to do a sort of an energy check, right, around the health of your 7 chakras. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull a card starting from the root all the way to your crown that talks about what is the current state of your chakra in each of the categories, and then the next card that we'll pull going up will be how to balance or improve. All right, and then overall we'll be looking at what is the health of the total system, right? And so that's what these cards are to draw you in, is going to speak to like the overall system. And so I'm going to just jump right into it. I do want to just pause and say quickly, if you are enjoying the readings on the channel, please click that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, let me know what resonates with you. All of that is very helpful to me and also to building the channel. And also to let you know that I am currently doing personal readings. So if you're interested in a personal reading, just drop me an email at abundantjoytarot at gmail.com. So all small case, all together, abundantjoytarot at gmail.com. And I will send you back all the information, and scheduling will be pretty simple and easy. So that being said, let's jump into the reading. So you'll be able to go to the timestamps and pick which reading you feel most drawn to. And I'll encourage you, after I show you each of the cards, to just take in a big, deep cleansing breath, breathe out, and let's go to the pile that you feel is sort of pulling you in. All right. So the first one, and I'm purposely kind of covering what this is saying here, but I just want to show you the image, is this card 51. So pile 1 has this card of 51. Pile 2 has this card of 26. Again, this is looking at your overall chakra health. Okay. And then pile 3 has this card here, which is card 25, pulling in what is your overall chakra health. All right, so those are your cards. Take a moment and breathe in with me. And breathe out. Take a close look at the cards here. Try to zoom in a little bit. Choose what pile works for you, and then you can go down to the description and go directly into your pile, and I will see you in your reading. All right. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So this is my first time doing this type of reading, so you'll have to bear with me as you are the first pile in it, but I prayed over the reading. What we're looking at here is looking at what is your overall chakra health. So first we're going to look at the current state, and then we're going to pull cards to look at how can you balance it or advance your overall chakra health in each of the core 7 chakras. We know that there are other chakras, but we're just going to look at those base 7 chakras. And this was pulling you in sort of starting to look at your overall chakra health. Okay, so your chakras are going to be those energy centers. Some people call them wheels, but sort of energy spaces within your body. And when they are out of balance, they can cause you physical difficulty, emotional difficulty, spiritual difficulty, just overall imbalance, right? And so we're really going to be looking to what guidance the Spirit have for us today to make sure that we are getting in balance with those areas. So we're going to look first at you can't see that, but I'll bring it up when but we're going to look first at the root, then we're going to look at the sacral, and then we're going to move to the solar plexus, then we're going to move to the heart, and then we're going to move to the throat chakra, and then we're moving to the third eye chakra, and then the crown chakra. Okay, but first I want to look at this card that drew you into the reading, which was pulled for and prayed over in terms of looking at what is pile one's overall chakra health. And you pulled 51, Moonlight. And this is a beautiful card. This card really speaks to the intuition, okay? Guidance from spirit. When I saw this, it sort of immediately makes me think of the third eye chakra, although because of the elements of sort of like sensuality as well, it also kind of draws my attention to the sacral chakra, okay? But this card right here is telling you that it's important that you remember your intuition and that you allow your intuition to lead you into the places that may not seem completely logical. Okay, so there's a sense that this pile really needs to allow yourself to listen deeply and go with the flow of what your internal guidance is telling you. I love that in this picture, you've got this beautiful moon, and then you've got this owl that's in the moon, this sort of sense of wisdom and spirit messengers that are kind of guiding you in your process and on your journey. All right. She has this beautiful like display of wings that I'm really seeing as like possibilities and openness in terms of how you move forward. With this card, Spirit is really sending you messages to help you now, and success is yours to follow the signs. So listen very closely, trust your own intuition, and allow your intuition to guide you in the spaces that you need for optimal health. So we've got that card that's sort of overarching, and then I also pulled this chakra love card, which says all things work best in conjunction with all things. Okay, so this is interesting because the way that these cards go, it's usually like a particular chakra or chakra balance, finding equilibrium. And this pile got one of the chakra balance cards, which is about sort of balancing all of the areas of your system, of your chakra system. So we'll look at what each one is showing up as and see where there might be places where we need to look at better balance. All right, so in looking at the root chakra, the tarot card that I pulled, and I'm using the tarot of trees. So these are all tree elements on this card, and you've got, wow. Okay, so on the root chakra, you've got the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is going to be that heartbreak card, that painful sort of emotional space where there's been some type of betrayal or ending of some kind. Now, we're talking about the root chakra, okay? So the root chakra is talking about your foundation, your sense of security, and so with the Three of Swords in this space, this tells me that it's clearly out of balance in some ways, and really sort of thinking about those of you who are in this pile might be feeling a bit ungrounded, maybe feeling a bit unsafe. And when I say unsafe, that can be not just in sort of your physical space, what's happening in your physical world, but unsafe maybe within yourself, like within your own body and spirit. So being mindful of this. So again, we're looking at the current state, and now I'm going to pull cards in terms of what do we need to sort of balance this space. So this is the root, and I'm going to pull a card using another deck, which is going to be the Light Seers deck, to see, Spirit, what guidance do we have for pile one in terms of finding balance, harmony within their root chakra. Wow. So both of these cards are challenging cards because you've got the Nine of Swords. I'm also going to pull, because I was going to pull these other cards in terms of like giving directional guidance in terms of what do we need to do. But the Nine of Swords really talks about kind of personal nightmares, really being heavily in your thoughts, and your thoughts being very negative and causing you to feel really to the point of almost being tormented. I'm really getting a strong feeling in my throat too, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen up in your throat chakra. But it's almost like my throat is closing, and I was not feeling that before. But so you've got this I feel like this energy, it's really interesting that this energy, both the Three of Swords is what is the current, showing a heartbreak, and then that, excuse me, the need to really look at how it is that you're speaking to yourself. Boundaries, look at that. So putting a ring around yourself and your energies. So there's a sense here that in order for you to get more balance and harmony within your root chakra, is going to be really important for you to do a couple of things, pile one. One is that you need to be really, really minding your thoughts, any negative thoughts that are going through, because there's a part of you that is staying stuck in this place of pain and heartbreak when it comes to your foundation, that which gives you a sense of peace and security in your body, in your mind, in your heart, and in your physical space. And you're unable to move out of that space because of the internal torment that you're putting yourself through with your own thoughts, okay? And allowing negative thoughts, negative projections of what's possible for you, fear, I'm getting an overwhelming sense of fear. And so some of you may be in a place where like what you see around you doesn't look like you have stability, right? Like you may be struggling financially, you may be struggling emotionally, and just feel like you're in this really negative space, okay? And instead of being able to kind of turn your attention to what might be possible, you're really limiting what may be possible by really drowning in sort of your negative thoughts, okay? So it's really important because the root chakra is such a, it is the foundation, right? It is the core. So it's really important for you to be able to look at this area of your life and turn your focus from negative patterns, negative thinking, things that are causing you increased anxiety. And one of the ways that you can do that, pile one, is being very clear about your boundaries, being very mindful of not only minding your own thoughts, but minding your own space, or minding your own space, right? Being mindful of who you allow into your space, what spaces that you go to, what you watch on TV, what do you watch, in the movies, what you're listening to, so that you're bringing in energies that are going to give you more of a sense of safety, more of a sense of home, more of a sense of security. All right. So that's what I'm seeing for your root chakra, pile one. And we're going to move on now to look at your sacral chakra. Now your root chakra also, I just want to say, it also is represented by the color red. So just to kind of keep that in mind, I'm going to put these down here, but I know you can't see them off camera, but we're going to, if we need to come back to them, we'll have them down here, and I have the lesson down here as well. Okay, so moving to the sacral chakra, your sacral chakra is going to be dealing with that sense of pleasure, enjoyment, your sensuality, sexuality, and creativity. All right, so this is going to be your sacral chakra, and you've got the Eight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so current state of your sacral chakra is the Eight of Wands. Now the Eight of Wands represents the fastest moving energy in the deck. It talks about things moving forward very rapidly. So there's this sense that like your sense of enjoyment and pleasure, it may be coming in so quick that you're unable to, it's sort of almost get the sense that it almost may be flying over you, particularly with what we're seeing in the root chakra. Because if you're not feeling grounded, if you're not feeling safe in your own body and in your own mind and in your own sort of emotional space and physical space, when things start moving very quickly in terms of that energy, because the sacral energy can be a very fiery energy, and the wands are also fire, and it's just talking about that energy moving very quickly with that 8 of Wands. Okay, it talks about travel, it talks about split second decisions, it talks about haste. Okay, but it also talks about good news. Okay, but the reason why that could be if you are not feeling grounded, that could be contributing to your root chakra, because if things are moving very quickly, it may be throwing you off balance. All right. So it's important that as you think about getting more balance in your root chakra and allowing yourself to heal from any sorrows or heartbreaks that are there and be able to find a place of safety within there, to know that you are in control of the movement of your life. Now, it may also mean that there is some travel that's needed. Travel both physically and also in mind and in heart, okay? So right now we're seeing the 8 of Wands within your sacral chakra, within the current state of your sacral chakra. Now I'm going to pull a card to see what do we need to do, Spirit, to help Pile 1 bring balance into their sacral chakra. Okay. And then I'll also pull one of these other cards, and we've got beautiful, the Page of Wands. I love that for you because the 8 of Wands is like this very passionate, fiery, fast-moving energy. It usually is a harbinger of good news. The Page is going to be that useful energy, full of creativity, and this is the chakra of sensuality and creativity. And so there's an opportunity for you to really kind of step back into a more youthful, playful energy in regards to your creativity to help bring balance. I'm getting the image of you doing something that maybe almost seem childlike, but to connect with your creativity, something that you used to love to do, whether it be, some sort of arts and crafts like painting or drawing or dancing, singing, something creative to help begin to bring balance to not only your sacral chakra, but I think that will also help to nudge you with your root chakra. Okay, breathe, inhale stardust, exhale magic. Okay, so there's this sense that within your sacral chakra, there's a need for you to really embrace that kind of youthful, fiery energy that is all about creativity. Tap back into your creativity by doing some type of fun project. I'm seeing like an adult blowing bubbles, right? Like getting one of those like old, bubble things with the little wand and everything, and just blowing bubbles for fun, something very sort of light and playful to remind you of that energy and help sort of feed that energy wheel within you around your sacral. All right, so that's for your sacral. And now we are going to move to your solar plexus. Now the solar plexus represents kind of our center of power, is how some people kind of speak of it. So it is our center of power, and it also represents your self-esteem. Okay, so, and this is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles, let me see that, Page of Pentacles. So you've got two pages. You got the Page of Wands with regards to your sacral in terms of this, how to bring it into balance, right? So the current state, the current state of your solar plexus is the Page of Pentacles. Now, that is really interesting because the pages, again, are going to be like a youthful kind of apprentice type energy. That is the Page of Pentacles. The pentacles are going to represent like the material, the foundation, okay? So it's like your center of power is this energy of being able to begin something anew, to take steps to continue to persevere. on something that is driving your purpose, okay? Driving your center. Because we're talking about your power center. We're really talking about that place that is in alignment with your life purpose, okay? The Page of Pentacles is beautiful because it is also, it's a useful energy that is almost about a new beginning, but it's about manifesting new possibilities, new abundance, opportunities, okay? New ambitions and skills, and really digging into that. So right now it feels like this solar plexus chakra is at I almost see it as kind of, what's the word? Like revving up, if you will, but very slowly. Like it's like you're slowly like building skills to increase your power, but moving forward with energy, right? So it doesn't necessarily feel like out of balance with that Page of Pentacles, but let's see what it is that we can do to further increase the opportunity for you to make new connections, to be able to explore, to be able to really step into your full solar plexus power, okay? So we're asking Spirit, what guidance do you have to help Power One bring that solar plexus into balance? Ooh, we got too many cards there. A bunch of cards fell out. Okay. What do we need to bring Power One's? What's that one? The Emperor. Wow, very strong card. And for the solar plexus, that's very powerful because the Emperor, as we know, is the Emperor. So he's all about strategic power, right? He has an immense amount of power. He's very abundant, and he has gotten to his place of power by strategically moving things in his direction. He is incredibly abundant. And his power, he wields with ease, right? There's a certain ease in his power. Singularity. You are your own sun, moon, and stars. Now, what I get with this, Power One, is that for your solar plexus chakra, one of the ways that you need to work to be able to move it further into balance is to be able to, although it is important to consider other people as well, at this point, with regards to your solar plexus, you need to focus on self. You need to focus on what it is that you need to do to move yourself forward in your life purpose. Sometimes ill-intentioned or good-intentioned, people are kind of pulling us down in certain ways and not allowing us to step fully into our power, okay? And so the guidance here is for you to step into your Emperor energy, to begin to look more strategically at your surroundings, your opportunities, your ambitions, the people that you're engaging with, when, how, and why you're engaging with them. All right. And being clear, being singular focused on yourself and your life purpose to take the steps that you need to do to move forward, to step fully in that power of your solar plexus. Okay. So that is beautiful. I think I have got room here. So what I'm going to do, put this over here. This is going to be your solar plexus because I want you to be able to see some of this stuff here. This is going to be your sacral. And then over here, we've got your root. Hopefully you can kind of see that. All right. So, boundaries, breathe, singularity. All right. And with that, we are going to move on to your heart chakra, which is represented by the green color. And the card that I pulled for your heart chakra is the Knight of Swords. Now, this is interesting because the Knight of Swords is a very fast moving knight. It's one of the fastest moving knights. It is the fastest moving knight, actually, in the deck. And the Knight of Swords, remember that swords are going to relate to sort of your intellect, your thought, okay? The Knight of Swords is about sort of streamlining decision making, using your intelligence and your wit, being determined. You know, that Knight of Swords is kind of like your typical knight in shining armor, right? And we are talking here about your heart chakra, okay? So there's this sort of sense that within your heart chakra, there is a pursuit of excellence, right? And an assertiveness and self-confidence within your heart chakra. Okay, this is talking about the current state, but there may also be a feeling of the fight, if you will, like going in, quickly into the fight, right? Because it's this sort of knight of shining armor. But what's beautiful about it is this sense of sort of saving the day. And I'm hearing and understanding that there's a sense of you kind of saving your own day in a way with regards to your heart chakra. Because I keep going back to this root, and the root being such a place of heartbreak, that my hope is that the heart chakra has learned some very powerful lessons recently and is in the pursuit of moving yourself forward, because you do have a lot of movement here already. So I'm asking Spirit now to give us guidance on how do we bring more balance and alignment and harmony to the heart chakra. Okay. And we've got the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, you can see her there. She is balancing herself. She is protecting herself energetically. And remember, the chakras are all about these energy systems that are within your body. And so the Seven of Wands is really saying that one of the ways that you can find more balance within your heart chakra is coming to a stillness within yourself, meditating and gaining insight and protection from yourself. I'm also getting the understanding that you need to those of you, like, as you're going out, particularly in this season, if you're looking at this around the time that I did it, like, you know, people are out and about, it's the winter season, what I'm hearing and understanding is there's a need for you to protect yourself when you go out of your home and in your space. Now, when I say protect yourself, I'm not talking about necessarily physically protecting yourself. I'm talking about energetically protecting yourself. So making sure that when you come home from being in public spaces, that you kind of like cleanse yourself a little. There's multiple ways to cleanse yourself. Some people use things to smoke, like, you know, sage or various systems like that. And then there's other things like various, Florida waters or perfumes or things to, various things to cleanse your energy when you come back from a space. And so what I'm getting here for your heart chakra is there's a need for you at this time to kind of protect your heart, right? Protect your heart, not from a space of not allowing yourself to be open, because the goal here with all of your chakras is to be open. This one flipped over, so I think it's going to be this one. Self-care, look at that. Spoil yourself in the moonlight. So there's a need for you to really, again, it's kind of going back to what we saw in that solar plexus of like putting yourself first. But with regards to your heart chakra, I'm really getting the sense of like protecting your heart, making sure you're doing the things that you need to do to care for yourself. Do those, take the time to, take that bath if you need to take that bath, or take the walk, or take that, extra, yoga class or whatever it might be, or go get your nails and your toes done if that's something that brings you joy, but, or take extra good care of your beard if you're, a man. But, finding ways to really just put self-care into yourself to feed your heart chakra, okay, and allow it to come into better balance. All right. So with that, we're going to move on now to your throat chakra. And the card that I pulled for your throat chakra is the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's beautiful. So the 10 of Pentacles is a beautiful card in regards to abundance, right? It's sort of the end of that cycle of the Knight of Pentacles, right? Who's moving forward and then steps into the Queen and the abundance that comes from working hard, from putting the time in, putting the effort in to complete the things that you need to complete to bring balance and abundance and foundation. I love that for you because this is the throat chakra. And we, as I said before, with regards to your foundation, you were feeling shaky in there with the 3 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, right? But your throat, your speaking, right? So your throat chakra represents your expression and communication, and it is with your expression and your communication right now that can help move you to a place of greater foundation, because the 10 of Pentacles is about abundance on the spiritual and material planes. Okay, it talks about community and generosity and wealth and prosperity and building your legacy, and we're talking about your throat chakra. So I think what's important for you, pal number 1, is for you to speak your mind, speak your piece out in the community, okay, out into the world around you, because it seems to be what is the current state of your throat chakra. So there's a need for you. There's abundance that can come from your speaking and speaking your truth and speaking in light. So it's important for you to be mindful. It's interesting because I was really feeling that throat chakra. Now, this is interesting too, because, okay, so, is this upright or reverse? It's upright. Okay. So, all right, so with regards to finding more balance for your throat chakra, okay, you got the wheel card, okay, number 10 in the Arcana. The wheel card talks about that life, we have our fortunes, right? There you go, positive, and then the wheel turns around. It can be, shadow side and then back to the light side, and shadow side and back to the light side. But when you get the wheel, it's a very strong determination that fortune is coming into picture. And that's a beautiful card to have in alignment with the 10 of Pentacles. So it's sort of saying where you are now, if you can continue to speak your truth, and speak out into the community, allow your throat chakra to stay clear by releasing whatever it is that you're holding there, you are going to continue to move the fates in the direction of your fortune. All right. And so that is actually a really beautiful message in terms of that chakra. In terms of what I'm seeing here in balance, it's certainly one of the most abundant chakra that you're dealing with right now is your throat chakra. I don't know if it is quite the most balanced. I'm seeing like this, the solar plexus with the Page of Pentacles and the singularity focus with the Emperor is also a very clear message and balanced message in terms of what you need to do. But certainly the throat chakra is the most abundant. And you've got trust. The light in you cannot be dimmed. So beautiful pile number 1 that all of you souls that chose this pile. Again, we're talking about your throat chakra, and we're talking about really trusting in yourself and trusting in your word and speaking your word in truth and light. And that is going to continue to keep yourself in balance and in abundance with regards to that easy energy flow of your throat chakra. Okay, oops, this fell over. All right, so this is your throat chakra, and I'm going to put that over here. Okay, see if we can get that over here. Okay. And then now we're going to look at your third eye. Your third eye chakra. Now, your third eye chakra, again, is going to speak to your intuition, your awareness, your sort of sense of inspiration. All right. Now, you've got the Five of Wands. Now, this is interesting because the Five of Wands, fives can typically denote some type of conflict or competition. When I see the Five of Wands, to me, it is about sort of competition, but the competition can also make you better, make you stronger, make you strive higher, okay? But we're talking again about your third eye. So there is a need for you to be able to really get a little bit more balance here, because the fact that there is conflict in here, the sense that I'm getting here is that, how's the word? It's almost like, you know, your third eye is going to be that part of you that is that intuitive side, that sight, that internal, external sight. And with the Five of Wands in the current position of what the state of that is, it's almost like there is an internal fight of not wanting to see what you see. Okay. It's almost like the third eye tries to open and something within you pushes to close it. So there's almost like an internal battle within yourself. And now this can be coming from external ideas or influences about what you're told you're capable of, or what, you know, whether you should trust yourself or your inside. But we just got trust. The light in you cannot be dimmed from speaking your word. So I think it's really important that when it comes to your third eye, that there's also a need for sort of trusting your own intuition. And actually overarching this entire reading was that Moonlit card, which was calling for you to I'm going to use both of these cards because they both fell out. You got the Moonlit card, which was calling you to really tap on and lean into your intuition. So now we are on the third eye, and you know, there's this sense of like internal distrust that you have of your own intuition. And so what Spirit is really asking you to do is to use any competition of self. And I'm going to have to get up and turn off the air because it's going to be too loud. Hold on one moment. Okay, so now the air went off. It gets so loud. So now we're talking about the third eye, and you got this Five of Wands here. And so, but this is just reminding us to go back to that Moonlit card, which, you know, Spirit is really encouraging you to lean into your intuition, to let that guide your way. And that's what the third eye is. So it's really important for you to watch out for this internal competition, as well as any external beliefs that are trying to stop you from moving forward in some way in regards to what you know to be true. Okay. And the cards that we have in terms of finding more balance or harmony within your third eye chakra, 2 cards fell out with you. And one is the Two of Pentacles. All right. And it's really interesting. And Temperance. Both of these in some ways really speak to balance. The Two of Pentacles is going to talk about needing to juggle the things in your life and find balance in what it is that you're focusing on and what it is that you're doing. There's a need for you to be able to make choices. It kind of reminds me of what we got back here on your root chakra when we were talking about what do you need to do to be able to find more balance within your root chakra and to move out of some of the painful losses and the negative talk that's going on in your mind in regards to your sense of foundation. The card that we got there was boundaries. Okay, put a ring around yourself and your energies. And there's a need for you to be clear about your boundaries when it comes to your third eye chakra as well. And then on top of that, you've got Temperance. And Temperance, so the Two of Pentacles is saying the need, right? There's this need for you to get involved in balancing the energies of your life. Okay. And the Temperance card is saying it is the balance card, right? It is saying this beautiful angel is balancing the sun and the moon, okay? He is stepping into harmony, all right? And so there's a need for you to really lean into harmony. And I feel like the guidance here, and I will pull this other card, the guidance here is for you to be able to lean into your intuition and let spirit guide you. This card flipped over. The moon, look at that. So it's bringing us right back to that moonlit card. Take time to reflect. And what I hear when I put this card up here, what I heard was take time to listen. And the card says take time to reflect. So there's a need for you to be able to take some time for either quiet time, quiet walking, quiet meditation and seating, but being able to listen to your own internal guides and your own internal wisdom to be able to take you to the next level of total health and abundance within your life, okay? So that is what I'm seeing there for your third eye chakra. And then finally, what we pulled for your crown chakra. The crown chakra, you have the page. Look at that. So you've got, in this total reading, you've got the Page of Pentacles, the page, oh, you got the Page of Wands twice. Okay. So the Page of Wands you got with regards to your sacral chakra and how do we improve? How do we find more balance? This Page of Wands is this beautiful energy of creativity, youthful apprenticeship, bringing that energy of fire and passion into your life, right? And it talks about breathing, right? Breathing in the stardust and exhaling magic, the sense of like wonder and following the sense of wonder and dancing, if you will, into life. And so the card for your crown chakra's current state is the sense of Page of Wands. So what this tells me is that although you all have been deeply struggling, maybe have gone through some very heartbreaking, painful experiences over the past, couple of months, and although you are struggling with your own internal thoughts, negative thoughts and anxiety, and sort of maybe many of you are struggling with sleep with regards to your sense of safety and foundation, right? Your crown is leading you to a place of creativity, of youthful abundance, of new ideas, ambition, and travel, okay? So there's this beautiful energy that your head is taking you. And so what is important here, I'm hearing overall through this reading, is for you to trust yourself, lean into your intuition, and let your head carry you. Now let's see here what the guidance is in terms of finding more balance with this overall crown chakra, which also has a bit of a violet color. Wow. So you got the Devil card. Now, when I pulled this card, so the crown chakra, you got the current state is the Page of Wands. And then what you're needing to do to find balance is the Devil card. Now, understand the Devil card, for those of you who are like, oh, Lord, I got the Devil card. It's not the Devil card in that way. What you need to think of it as, when I picked up this card, what I hear is thou art loosed. And what that means is that the devil is an illusion, okay? So, and the devil can make you feel like you are being controlled, that you are trapped, that you are held down in certain ways and not able to move, that you are not free, okay? And so what this card is really saying is, in order for you to find more balance, is to understand that you are free and that you can make the decisions that you need to move to be able to blossom into these new adventures, these new beginnings, this new foundation, right? This new passion that you want to move toward, okay? So the Devil card is only saying that there is a sense of you being able to understand that you are not controlled, no one is pulling the strings. You are free to get up and move, okay? The illusion is the idea that you are trapped, okay? That you are imprisoned in some way by your own thoughts, your own circumstance, etc., okay? So, let's look here. So, and the guidance here, okay, is that one? Yep. The sun, rise to the occasion. Okay, so beautiful pile ones, what I'm seeing here is that you have what you need to step out of this, the shadow energy that I'm seeing largely in your root chakra, okay? The pain, that foundational piece. And, we all get to those places where, like, maybe, things are a bit unstable in our world. We're struggling with, housing, or we're struggling with, a sense of a stable job or family structure or anything like that, right? And that can really affect our root chakra, our sense of stability, home, and safety, okay? But what you need to understand is that you are free, and you are free to trust yourself, listen to your intuition, take good care, put your self-care first, put a single focus with your solar plexus in this energy of your emperorship, right? Of being the emperor of your own life, strategically moving things in place within your own life, all right? So this is what I'm seeing. So overall, I feel like overall what I'm seeing for your total chakra health is that you're actually in a good place. But because the foundation piece is so heavily loaded with sort of this sense of imbalance, it's going to be important for you to really lean on creating a place of safety and foundation for yourself by leaning on your intuition, by your spirit guides that are trying to guide you to a place of balance, harmony, and peace. All right. That's what I see here for your reading. I know it's a little bit all over the place, so I appreciate you being patient with me. And if you were drawn to a different reading, feel free to jump in on that. But otherwise, this is what I see for you, Pile 1. And I wish you the very best, and I hope that you have an abundantly joyful day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Okay? Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2. Thank you for joining me on this chakra health reading. So we are going to take a look at the energy wheels or spaces within your system and looking at the overall health of your chakras. Now, there are, more than the 7 chakras in our bodies, but we're going to only speak to the sort of main 7 chakras in this reading. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card here that illustrates what is the current state of the given chakra, and then what guidance is there to be able to find more balance and harmony within the chakra. And then I'll use this oracle card to give us kind of maybe some more concrete information about what you can do to kind of help bring that chakra into balance. All right. So we're going to be looking first at the root chakra, and then we're going to go to the sacral chakra, and then we'll go to the solar plexus chakra, and then the heart chakra, followed by the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and then the crown chakra. All right. But first, before we do that, we're going to look at what drew you into this reading and look at what is the overall health, if you will, of your chakra system based on this tarot reading. Okay. So we're just kind of taking a look at using the tarot to kind of help us understand the energies that are around your chakra centers. All right. So that being said, you were drawn in by this card here, 26, which is the deep freeze. Okay. So already when we're looking at this, it's almost like it's a sense of hibernation, if you will. There's a sense of being still, being quiet. It says everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest. So there really is this sense of sort of hibernation. It's interesting because as I'm doing this, I'm doing this in kind of the winter time, the sort of close to the end of December here. And it talks about that this card, that the cold winter kind of beckons you to put things on freeze, put things on hold that are not yet ready to bloom. All right. There's the sense of a pause, a need to pause, forego any sort of, heavy, fast moving activity. Okay. It's time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come of them right now. So this sense of just taking a break, taking a pause. So we'll see how this gets played out. Hope you can see that. We'll see how this gets played out in the overall reading. I also pulled this chakra love card for all of the readings, and you got the chakra balance. These cards actually usually pull out a specific chakra or the chakra balance, and you got the chakra balance, as it did pile 1 too. So if you were drawn to that came in, and it said harmony makes the song of life sweeter. And so what I'm getting from this is, sometimes, just as with everything there is kind of the yin and yang, everything there is, the balance, right? So that's why sometimes there is a need to rest, just as there is often a need to speed up the activity, move very quickly, make decisions swiftly, put things in action, right? And overall, what I'm seeing is there is a need to kind of give a pause on the action, right? And allow yourself to breathe, allow yourself to rest, all right? So that's what I'm seeing as overall. And now let's dig into each of those different areas, starting with your root chakra. Okay. Now the root chakra is going to speak to your foundation, that sense of security. Okay. The sense of, and when I speak of security, it's not just your physical security, but it's your own kind of embodied security with yourself, as well as kind of emotional security, stability, all of that. All right, that's what we're looking at. So I'm going to pull these. First, I'm going to pull what is the current state. Oops, I've got a cord over here that is causing issues there. That might be better. Okay, so what is the current, so I've done a pre-shuffle, but I'm going to just pull the card for pile 2's root chakra. What is the current state of the energy of pile 2's? Ooh. Now, I'm going to pull it. No, I can't pull anyone. What is the current state of pile 2's root chakra? It's interesting because I just got the same card. I mixed it and got the same card that flew out. And actually what's on the bottom of the deck is the other card. The 2 cards that flew out when I looked at what the root chakra is. So I guess what it is that you're actually supposed to have both of these cards. So we're going to put them down there. All right. So you got the Page of Wands and the 3 of Wands for your root chakra. Now, the Page of Wands, pages always represent that sort of apprentice energy, and the wands are going to represent fire, creativity, passion, right? And so it's letting me know that your root chakra has got this sort of sense of like wanting to explore this sort of new beginnings, and the 3 of Wands represents that time and space in which kind of speaks to this sort of deep freeze, but that time and space where you've done the initial steps of a journey or a project, creative idea, relationship, whatever it might be. Kind of you've done some beginning steps, beginning work with it. And the 3 of Wands indicates, like in the traditional tarot, it has that image of the individual kind of looking off into the horizon and waiting for the ship to come in. Okay, that's kind of what that 3 of Wands is. It's like that time in which you're waiting for things to begin to move forward, right? You're still very much at the beginning of the process, but you've laid some of the groundwork in whatever that area is. So with regards to your own sense of sort of security, your root, your balance, your foundation, you've got this beautiful energy of kind of like revving to go with new ideas, new manifestations, right? New projects, new beginnings of some kind. And there's also a sense that you've actually started those projects and you're waiting for something to come in. Now, in alignment with the deep freeze here, there's this sense that at this time, because this is both like current state, at this time, it's going to be necessary for you to give it a little bit of pause as you're waiting to see what comes forward, okay? So this is for building your foundation, your sense of security. And I'm asking Spirit right now, what do we need? What energy, what guidance do we have to be able to find more balance with your root chakra? Okay, this one flipped on. Interesting. All right. So what you got there is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles represents kind of a lack consciousness state. Is when we're not seeing the key to be able to remove ourselves out of a trapped space, a space that we may be even holding ourselves in unnecessarily, right? Because you always have the opportunity to look up, believe in something more possible than what you're seeing as you're bent over, okay? And see the key that is there to step out into a new horizon, all right? So the guidance here that I'm hearing is that it's important for you as you are in pause, as you are waiting for things to come in, as you're waiting for your ship to come in, to mind your belief system. Interesting. So you got singularity. You are your own sun, moon, and stars. So there's a sense that you need to be sure to really work on what you're allowing yourself to believe, Pile 2. Allowing yourself to believe more is possible than what you see with your own two eyes, putting your singular focus on moving yourself forward. And it's okay right now for you to be in a moment of pause with regards to your sort of sense of foundations, the foundation that you're building in your life, your sense of security and safety, all right? Because that is going to be your root chakra. Your root chakra also deals with sort of basic trust. And I'm getting that it is about trusting yourself as well as trusting others. All right. There's a need for you to cultivate a stronger trust in yourself, a trust in your ability to turn around, pick up that key, and take yourself in a new direction. All right. That's what I'm seeing for your root chakra. So we're going to move now to look at your sacral chakra, which represents that pleasure point, that point of enjoyment, sensuality, sexuality, and creativity. And so we're asking, what is the current state, energetic state of your sacral chakra for pile 2? And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. It's really, really beautiful. So the Queen of Pentacles is going to represent that abundant queen who is very, very stable. Okay. She has done the work. She is materially very, very wealthy. Okay. Because again, the pentacles represent sort of the material, physical world. And the Queen of Pentacles has learned to use her skills and ability to bring about the abundance that she needs, so much so that it is in overflow, and she is able to give easily from her overflow. And that is the Queen of Pentacles. Very beautiful energy to have in that space of sensuality, creativity, growth. You know, it's almost like I'm seeing it as a very fertile energy within that space of your sacral chakra, okay? The other thing about the Queen of Pentacles is that she is a healer, all right? So there's a sense that that sacral chakra energy is a place for you to tap into to not only heal yourselves, but to heal others as well, okay? And to pull from your kind of down-to-earth sense of generosity overall, all right? So let's look now, with that being the current state, let's see, you know, what is it that's needed? What guidance is there for pile 2 in regards to, popped right out, finding more balance. Now, this is interesting because you've got death and rebirth, and it's a major arcana card. So when we're talking, I'm going to keep this right here. So this is going to be your root, and this is going to be your sacral. the death and rebirth here. I love this rebirth card because there's this sense that when we can die within ourselves, the rebirth is limitless. Our thought process can be limitless. What we believe and want to cultivate, create within our lives can be limitless. So there's a need to let go of something that is no longer serving you in regards to your creativity, your sense of enjoyment and pleasure. All right. So really allowing yourself to be able to be more abundant in your sacral chakra. Okay. Let's look at what is some other guidance in regards to bringing that sacral chakra into balance. And we've got attract. Beautiful. Like the moon and the ocean, you attract good things into your life. It's this energy. So for those of you, this is a very divine feminine type energy, right? That you are attracting, you are pulling in the things into your life. Doesn't mean that you have to be feminine or female listening to this reading. I'm just saying that energy of attracting to you is a divine feminine type energy, right? And it's a beautiful energy to have in your space of your sacral chakra, okay? Where you're creating, where you're sitting in that sensual power and space, all right? So that looks pretty balanced to me, even though it is saying there is the death and rebirth card, but that is a natural process of life, you all. So that doesn't strike me, in balance with the Queen of Pentacles. I think it's actually quite beautiful. And so then in terms of looking at your solar plexus. So we're looking at your solar plexus, which many people consider your power center. All right. So it represents these cards are really kind of jumping a little bit. Okay. So it really represents not only your personal power, but your kind of self-esteem. It's going to be the card right there. The Seven of Swords. Now that's interesting. Your sense of power and your self-esteem. So the Seven of Swords can often talk about, now it's interesting, sevens are a very powerful number, but the Seven of Swords really can kind of speak to deceit, sneakiness, things behind, underneath the surface happening. So with regards to your own solar plexus, there is a need for you to move clandestinely, if you will, or kind of keep your own counsel with regards to your own stepping fully into your own personal power, okay, into your solar plexus. It also is a need for you to kind of check in with your power center. Understand that if you are moving in sneaky and deceitful ways, when I say clandestine, I'm not saying being in a negative way, being sneaky, but if there are ways in which you are doing things that are sneaky, I'm trying to find another word, it's important for you to check in with your center, because sometimes that behavior can cause a blockage from you being able to step fully into your power. Okay. Interesting. So you've got, in terms of how do we find more balance, you've got the Three of Pentacles. So there's a need for you to be able to connect with trustworthy community members to do the work that you need to do to be able to step into your power. Okay. There's a need for you to, with regards to your solar plexus, into finding more balance. Some of you, I'm feeling like the people in this pile, as opposed to the other pile, may have been kind of stubbornly pushing yourself forward in a certain type of way and not taking in the guidance, advice, support from community members or people that are around you. And the guidance here in order to find more balance for your source of power, your personal power and self-esteem, is for you to actually engage with others in the progression of your goals and your dreams. All right. There's a need for you overall. Again, it's kind of coming up that sense of slowing down, because you've got breathe, inhale stardust, exhale magic. So there's this sense of like, in order for you to really step fully into your source of power, you actually need to take a step back and pause with this deep freeze in the sense of breathing, and invite others or step to others within the community to work collaboratively. Because the Three of Pentacles is really about collaborative success, things coming to success and fruition by working together with others. All right. And this is sitting in your solar plexus chakra. Okay. So that being said, we are now going to move on to your heart chakra. Okay. So we're asking Spirit for Pile 2's current energy within their heart chakra. Ten of Wands. So what I'm hearing here for your heart chakra is that many of you have felt overburdened, okay? That your heart is a bit heavy. Not necessarily heartbroken, but just that you're carrying a heavy load, okay? Yeah, you're carrying the weight of you're carrying more than your weight with regards to your heart space and heart energy. Now that actually aligns with this idea of the solar plexus and needing to reach out to your community. Okay, there is a need for you to be able to share the burden, share the burden and share the load with others when it comes to your heart space. Okay, so your heart chakra is going to represent your love, your compassion, your sense of forgiveness, right? That really all important organ that we have that kind of is helping us to sort of move things forward in our lives. In order to keep that energy in balance, it's important for you to not be overloaded when it comes to your heart. And so let's look at what will help bring it into balance. You've got the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is that card. You know, fives can sometimes represent conflict of some kind, but particularly the Five of Cups is an emotional card. It talks about focusing our energy on the loss, the things that we feel are missing or lost in our life, as opposed to the things that are still remaining. She's not even looking at her big bowl of magic, but she's focusing on the loss that is seemingly going down the perpetual drain, if you will. Okay. And there's a need for you to, in order to come into balance, because you've got this Ten of Wands, there's a need for you to begin to shift your focus away from what is no longer working to what it is that you still have in hand. And how do you transform it? Okay. How do you transform it? Look at that. And how do you expand? Growth is often uncomfortable and messy, but necessary. So when it comes to your heart chakra, there's a need for you to really expand your heart. And part of expanding your heart is, you know, I'm hearing that that 12-step prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And there, I don't know why that was coming to me, but there's just sort of this sense of like letting go, if you will. The Ten of Wands represents the end of a cycle, and it's an end of a cycle of being overburdened. All right. So there's a need for you to be able to let go. Focus on that which is still remaining in your life and allow your heart space, the things that are still there, to expand. Okay. But know that sometimes that can be uncomfortable. Even expansion can be uncomfortable. You know, even in this picture, it feels like she is decreasing, like she's losing things. But the truth of the matter is sometimes we have to release things for other things to come in that are really meant to be there. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for your heart chakra. Now I'm going to pull these down just a little bit so that we can make room for our 3 remaining chakras. We're going to look at the throat chakra, and then the third eye chakra, and then the crown chakra. And so I'm going to ask Spirit, what is Paltu's current state? Oops, that was way too many cards. Current state with the throat chakra. Sorry about that. Pull that up here. Okay, what is Paltu's current state with the throat chakra? Look at that. Okay, so that popped right out. And you got the King of Cups. This is great because it's really kind of speaking to the King of Cups is in balance, right? The King of Cups is is that ultimate emotional intelligence. The King of Cups is able to balance not only his own internal waters, but those waters and emotional currents, if you will, of those that are around him, and be able to kind of find the harmony and balance to be able to move things forward. So with regards to your throat chakra, now understanding your throat chakra represents your communication, your expression, how it is that you are letting yourself be known out in the world. And so to have the King of Cups lets me know that you have the capability to be able to express yourself in a very balanced way that not only keeps yourself whole emotionally, but keeps the people around you whole emotionally. And so what we're going to look here is to see what needs to help find further balance with regards to your throat chakra. And I'm hearing, interesting, okay, so what came out was the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is going to be the heartbreak. What's interesting, because what I was hearing before that card popped out was what needs to kind of bring it into balance is, while there is deep balance of the emotional space, right? So you may be expressing yourself a lot right now emotionally, in an emotional space. And what I heard was this need for you to, in order to find balance within your throat chakra, is to be sure that you're balancing the emotion and the intellect, balancing your emotion and your intellect, okay? But you've got this 3 of Swords here. So as we know that is typically represents kind of emotional heartbreak of some kind. So the other thing that I'm hearing is the need for you to be able to, interesting, the need for you to be able to, what I'm getting with the King of Cups in this situation is that in the current state, you may be very articulate and be able to kind of like articulate emotional waters from a very sort of balanced state, but I'm almost feeling like it may be a little overbalanced in that you are, while on the surface, you are communicating from a very calm, balanced state. What's going on internally is a little bit chaotic, right? And so in order for you to find, because the chakras, you can't fool the energetic systems within your body, right? So if you are presenting as harmonious and balanced, but your internal world is in a lot of pain, fragmented, explosive in some way, that is not going to be balanced. So there's still going to be a call for that. So I think that's why I was hearing this sort of sense of like this balance of the intellect and the emotions. But on top of that, I'm also getting from this 3 of Swords a need for you to recognize your true emotions, any true pain, and make sure that you are authentically reflecting what is going on with you internally, within your internal storms at some place. Of course, we need to find the places in which you feel safe to express, but you need to be able to fully express in those spaces. And then you've got the dark. take a moment to sit under the star-speckled sky, listening to crickets and breathing in the cool night air. And so what I'm getting here in terms of balance is that there is a need for you to, and sometimes the dark, it can, it can have that effect on us of like cooling things down. I'm getting this sense that you all have this very cool surface in your communication, but this sort of fiery inside, and that by doing some reflection in the evening, in the night sky, with the night stars, with the moon, you will be able to get a sense of coolness and balance coming over the internal storms that are going with you, so that your throat chakra can be more balanced when you're actually speaking. So I hope that provides some clarity for you with regards to your throat chakra, because I'm going to move now to your third eye chakra. Okay. I want to say too that with regards to your throat chakra, it is kind of reminiscent of that deep freeze again, because this idea of sitting in the dark, because as I'm thinking about sitting outside and sitting in the dark, aside from the fact that it's just winter here, but even in the summer, there's this sense of coolness that is coming to me. Okay. All right. So let's now look at your third eye chakra. Okay. And your current state of your third eye chakra is roots. Now that is really interesting. This is really interesting. This is an extra card in this deck. And so we're talking about your third eye. This is really beautiful. The understanding that I'm getting from this card very clearly is this idea of connecting to your ancestral line with regards to your third eye. That there is an immense amount of wisdom and foundation and connection that is not only going to support you with your development of your intuition and sight and awareness, okay? But it's also going to do it from a very heart-centered space, because if you look here, like I'm just looking at how these roots kind of go up and form into a heart, and how there's a lot of roots. So there's this sense of like connection. It's interesting because I'm also getting the sense from this card that in regards to your third eye, this pile number 2, you may have a very strong intuitive eye. And you may feel like a little bit of an oddball out within your family, because the roots that I'm seeing here are generational. So it's almost like your ancestors are like reaching out to connect with you so that you can further develop your ability and sight. I don't often see that card because it's just an extra card in this deck. But that is what I'm getting from that card right now. And it's a very beautifully grounded card for your third eye. Now, in terms of further development, you've got the Devil. Interesting. That came out in the first one, but I don't know if it came out in the same spot or not. So again, I'm getting this narrative of a need for you to be able to be loose. Understand that you are not tied down. The Devil card is an illusion. It lets us know that it makes us think that we are trapped when we are not trapped. It makes us think that we're chained to certain beliefs or certain ways of being or certain ways of doing things, when in fact we are completely free to do what we need to do. And I feel like your ancestors are actually going to help you to better understand that thou art loose. Okay? You are not trapped. You are not held captive, in that you can trust your own intuition. Look at that. And so the guidance here is love, love to the moon and back. It really feels like that familiar family love, family connection from your ancestor guidance. It might not be your immediate family here. I'm talking about the wisdom of your ancients that are walking with you and guiding you in regards to your intuition and sense of awareness. All right. The guidance here is for you to tap into that love energy, tap into your heart chakra energy, right? Allow it to expand and allow that to connect with your third eye intuition, sense of awareness. Your ancients, your ancestors are going to help you with that process. And part of this process of the deep freeze, the pregnant pause, if you will, the time of rest for you is for you to allow that energy to further emerge and to develop. All right. That is what I'm seeing. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So for pile number 2, Spirit, I'm asking for, what is the current state of their crown? What is the current state of their crown chakra? Okay. The 4 of Pentacles. It's interesting. The 4 of Pentacles speaks to kind of building a foundation. Ooh, that threw right on the floor. I really feel like there is some ancestral energy going on with you all, because this popped out. The Knight of Wands. It's beautiful. Okay, so current state, this 4 of Pentacles, right? The 4 of Pentacles is kind of twofold. It can talk about this sense of like holding on to things. It can sometimes can show up as a bit of hoarding without your crown, but it also, the 4 of Pentacles, talks about that sense of building a solid foundation, right? And so with regards to your crown, now understand that your crown is going to be your spirituality and enlightenment. And that's why I feel like it's so tied to, in this pile in particular, I've been really getting the sense of sort of ancestral energies that are around you and supporting you with your spiritual development and growth. All right. And so this beautiful 4 of Pentacles is about really finding stable foundation, being able to trust or lean on your crown, your head, your sense of enlightenment, your sense of knowing. Okay. As you continue to develop your third eye, I think that you're going to see the power within your own head increase. You've got, in terms of finding more balance, you've got this beautiful Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a very fast-moving energy because it represents fire and passion. And I love how it's a very creative energy. And there's this sense of sort of like actively creating and manifesting the things in your life, using your head to be able to tap into that creative energy, you know, go into that sense of attracting that we talked about here with the sacral chakra, right? Attracting the energies of the things that you want into your life, expanding your sense of creativity, okay? This is what I'm seeing in terms of finding the balance within your crown chakra. You're going to be balancing, finding the foundation, building the initial foundation of where it is that you're going within your life path, and then infusing that with fire and passion and energy to push things forward and create anew the life that you want to be doing, using, living. Navigate. Beacons of light in the night sky are there to guide you. That is the ancestral energy, your spirit guides that are walking with you, that are 100% surrounding you guys in this pile 2 reading, and are saying that they are here to guide you. So it's just like you just literally need to turn to them, tap into that energy, and allow them to show you the way of how to move forward on your life purpose and on finding the balance within your chakra energy. Okay. Overall, your health is saying here, the deep freeze, right? Finding harmony makes the song of life sweeter. So allowing yourself to take the balance of rest so that you can continue to develop what you need to do in each of your chakra areas in your overall chakra health. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for you all. I hope this was helpful for you. I want to thank you so much for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you like what you're hearing, please hit that like, that subscribe button, drop a comment down there for me and tell me what resonates or not. And then let me know if there's topics that would be of interest to you. I hope you have a beautiful, abundantly joyful day, and I will see you in the next reading. Okay, bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. We are looking at your overall chakra health, and we're looking at first, what is the current state of the chakra. We're going to look at the 7 core chakras, and then we're going to look at what guidance is there or support is there to bring the chakra into more balance, more harmony. Okay, so your chakras are going to be those energy centers within your body that correlate to the various areas of your body. So that did not articulate that very well, but basically we're going to be looking at your root chakra. We will look at your sacral chakra. We will look at your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye chakra, and then your crown chakra. And we're going to start looking at what is the overall sort of chakra health, if you will, of the overall system. And so this is just kind of a glance through of what might be happening there. There are multiple ways to be able to find out more information and how to, there are practitioners that actually work with chakra healing and balancing chakras. I am not that. I am just glancing in at what might be happening using the tarot and oracle cards to identify what the energy is there. Okay, so that is what we're doing today. It's a little bit of a trial reading for me, but we've done the first 2 piles, and so this is the 3rd pile. And if you were drawn in by card 25, then this is going to be your reading. Okay, I'm Ade. This is Abundant Joy Tarot. I'm so glad to have you here, and let's get started. All right, so you were drawn in by this card 25, which would be a 7, metamorphosis. All right. This is a beautiful card because it talks about you being at a state of beautiful change and transformation. It's like just like the butterfly. The thing about us and change as human beings is that we're not always comfortable with change. We're not always comfortable with the process. The process is not always comfortable. It can oftentimes be painful. Okay. And so we're going to see here what is happening. What's beautiful though is that it is pain with a purpose, right? It is a changing with the purpose that you are going through right now. There's a sense and need for you to be able to kind of hold on for the ride. Understand that just like the butterfly, there are times in which when you're in the cocoon, when it's dark, your whole body is changing to mush as they do there and emerging into an entirely new being. All right. So that is a beautiful thing. So even though letting go isn't easy, especially when you're thinking that a certain way of life is about to happen, it's really hard to shed that skin. But it's important that you allow that death, if you will, to occur so that you can release old ideas, old patterns, old people if needed, old places, so that you can step fully into the new being that you are becoming. All right. So that is the card that kind of drew you in. And then I also pulled one of these chakra love cards, which it says journey, which you're clearly on a transformational journey, pile 3. To enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome. And this is connected with the red aventurine crystal and the sacral chakra. Okay, so we'll see how that kind of shows up when we actually pull the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra will be the second one that I pull that energy on. But the sacral chakra is all about enjoyment, creativity, sexuality, pleasure, okay? And so there's a sense of, since it's connected to this metamorphosis card, I'm really getting the sense that what is going to be really important for you in terms of finding balance throughout your entire chakra system is to allow yourself to enjoy the journey, be present for each step of the journey rather than worrying about the outcome. Because if you peek in the middle of the process, you might be like, I don't have any wings. I don't have any limbs yet, because they have not yet been developed. Okay. So enjoy the process of what's happening on rather than focusing or having anxiety about what is to come. All right. That will be revealed. That's what I am hearing for you all. So let's take a look first at your root chakra, and I'm asking Spirit to give us an idea of what is the current energy around pile 3's root chakra. Okay, I'm doing reverses. So you've got the Strength card. Now, the deep thing about the Strength card is it talks about, not only is it rooted, okay, and we're talking about your root chakra, right? So your sense of foundation, your sense of security, all right? But it also, the Strength card speaks to not that kind of brute strength, if you will, but the inner strength, okay? That internal soft strength, if you will, that comes with the Strength card, the major arcana Strength card within the tarot, right? So this is talking about your root chakra, your sense of security. There's a sense of you having a quiet strength, right? In terms of how you're moving within your sense of foundation, okay? That's actually a lovely way for it to be in the current state. Let's look now and ask Spirit for what is the guidance for finding more balance and harmony within the root chakra for pile number 3. What guidance is there or additional knowledge? Okay, now it's interesting because you've got the 9 of Swords. Now the 9 of Swords, when we talk about finding balance and harmony, what the guidance here for me right now, for you all on the root chakra, and I believe pile 1 got the 9 of Swords in the same spot, if I'm not incorrect. So if you felt drawn to pile 1, you may want to check that out. But the guidance here for you is to be really mindful of your thoughts. The 9 of Swords represents someone who is actually a bit tormented, okay, by their thoughts, and it can keep you up at night. With regards, because we're talking about the root chakra here, then we're talking about your sense of security and your sense of foundation. You may not feel like you have a strong sense of security and foundation, but in order for you to find the balance to be able to energize that root chakra more, it is going to be important for you to control, interesting that this came up, link to your own constellations and take control. And what I'm hearing is that there's a need for you to control your thoughts, control your negative, self-limiting, self-defeating thoughts that may be on autopilot, taking up space within your own head, as they say, living rent-free within your own head. Okay, not only they're not just living rent-free in your head, they're actually eating up all your food and messing up your furniture. Okay, and that's your own internal negative thoughts. So it's really important for you to be able to mind those, control those, and one way to do that is to replace them with thoughts of joy, self-esteem, your own sense of like purpose and focus, trusting in yourself. Okay, so sometimes you have to actually think of the phrases that you're going to counteract the negative thoughts. If your thought is, I'm not enough, I'm not going to be able to get this done, then you're counteracting that thought. As soon as that thought starts to come in your head, your thought is, I am more than enough. I am more than capable. Okay, and you overlay those negative thoughts with the positive antidote, if you will, to be able to find more purpose and grounding in your root chakra. All right, that's what I'm seeing there. Now we're going to take a look now at your sacral chakra. Okay, so we got a little bit of an insight in there in terms of enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome, right? In that first card that we pulled, we're asking Spirit, what is the current energy of your sacral chakra? And you've got the 5 of Swords. Now the 5 of Swords, 5s tend to kind of represent a bit of conflict, okay? And the 5 of Swords can feel like you are under attack in a way, okay? And because we're talking about your sacral chakra, which is all about, I'm really getting, wow, look at that, okay? So the balance here is the death and rebirth card. So let me just finish what my thought was. What I'm really getting here is that not only are you in an internal battle with self in regards to sort of your negative thinking and kind of keeping you down in certain ways, start feeling defeated, right? And this is in regards to your sexuality, your creativity, your sense of pleasure, okay? Enjoyment in life, all right? There is a need for you to find balance by letting some things go. Some things need to die. It's just like what I was speaking to with this metamorphosis. It is important for you to enjoy the journey you are on and let go of the outcome. That does mean that along the process, there are things that you're going to have to let go of, let them die unto themselves. Old ideas, old structures, old ways of being or doing things that are keeping you from being able to move forward in the way of your new self that is going through a metamorphosis, right? Because when you come out the other side of that metamorphosis, you cannot exist in the same spaces, okay? A butterfly does not live in the same habitat as a caterpillar, okay? So you're going to be shifting that. And believe me, the more that you begin to grow and elevate and expand in your life, the more it may feel like you're almost under attack to stop you from that growth. But your path, your journey is to be able to embrace the journey, right? Embrace the journey and continue to push your way through to the other side, even if some of that pushing requires a bit of battle. You got the North Star. Wow. Hold your ground and shine bright, unwavering. All right. So even in the midst of your both internal conflict and external conflict, I feel like some of you all have got some naysayers around some moves that you're wanting to make in your life that actually are going to bring you pleasure, allow you to express your creativity in a deeper way, and it may be in some cases really express your sensuality and sexuality. There may be people around you that are trying to keep you back from doing that, or at the very least, sort of the, Debbie Downers on the situation, right? And what's important for you to be able to have balance within your sacral chakra is to listen to yourself, push forward, even amongst conflict, to be able to do the things that are going to help you expand your sensuality, your creativity, your sense of pleasure in your life. All right. So that is what I'm seeing there for the sacral chakra. And I'm going to ask Spirit now for this beautiful pile 3. What is the current energy state of their solar plexus? So your solar plexus is going to be your power center. Okay. It is going to be that space of self-esteem and personal power. Okay. Let me see. So we're asking Spirit, what is the current energetic state? Death. Look at that. So you have the death in the sacral chakra and the rebirth, and you've got death in the solar plexus. This to me is telling me it is a death to the ego, because we're talking about your source, your center of power. it is going to be important for you to, right now, you're in a space where you're going through a bit of a death to your ego, okay? And that can feel all kinds of hurt, y'all. So it's really important to be gentle with yourself in this process, okay? Because this is your source of power. This is your center of power, okay? And so change is difficult as it is, okay? But in your center of power, wow, look at that. That Three of Swords has popped out in every one of these readings here. But the Three of Swords is going to be an emotional heartbreak of some kind, all right? I'm going to ask for additional information in terms of what is needed for pile 3 in regards to their solar plexus and finding balance, within their solar plexus. The Chariot, look at that. All right. The Chariot is about your soul's purpose, okay? It is important for you to be able to stand your ground. Trust and know that your life has already taught you many lessons, beloved, in pile 3. You've already learned many. You failed. You have not quite made it. You've had to start back over. You've had to, take several steps back and then continue forward. But the Chariot is where somebody has balanced both their light and their dark, and they are moving full speed ahead toward their purpose. They are moving full speed ahead to certain success. Okay? Replenish. The sun will rise and we will try again. That's exactly what the Chariot has done. Okay? But there is a need for you when you go through this death, we go through various ego deaths. And what I mean by an ego death is where we have a very sure belief about who we are, our identity, etc., etc. And we realize that something has to shift for us to be able to step truly into our authentic self. Now, that can show up in a lot of ways. We have to change an idea that we grew up with and had a certain way. We have to change, an internal belief that we had about ourselves or the world or people in our life or the circumstances of our lives or the limitations of our lives or the possibilities of our lives. It can hit us in a lot of different ways along the path. And I feel like what's happening for you all with regards to your center of power is that you're actually, because you're going through this beautiful metamorphosis, this transformational change, it is going to be important, just like that butterfly, that you go through a death, and that death may be painful, okay? Some of you are in it right now, all right? But the good news is that what is going to bring balance to that solar plexus for you is for you to get a hold of what your life purpose is, get on your own personal chariot, take the lessons that you've learned of both your shadow and your light, and move full speed ahead in the direction of of your purpose. You are not alone. Your spirit guides are there with you. Your ancestors are there with you, guiding you forward on this journey. Okay? And now I'm moving to look at your heart chakra. So I'm asking for the current energy for pile 3's heart chakra. The 9 of Pentacles. Now this is really interesting. Okay, so the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a very abundant card. But what's really deep about this particular card with the Tarot of the Trees is that the 9 of Pentacles, notice it is abundant, but it is underneath the surface. It is connected to your roots. So it's not just like abundant. It's not just surface abundance, right? It's deep-seated abundance. It is abundance that is of the generational kind, right? It is, and this is talking about your heart chakra. So it's talking about your sense of love, compassion, and forgiveness. When our heart chakra can be this open and this abundant, the beautiful things that can come to fruition. But I feel like what's happening right here, right now, with this being in your current state, your current energy of your heart chakra, is that you are in the process of incorporating, learning from, deepening your knowledge of self through your generational wealth, if you will. Now, for some of you, that does not look like on the surface wealth, right? Like the dollars and cents of it. But ancestrally, you are getting a better understanding of who you are and to whom you belong. Okay, that's just what I heard. And that is beautiful for your heart. And I'm asking Spirit now for the guidance of what Pile 3 needs to know or do in regards to finding more balance within the heart chakra. Oh, wow, we got 2 cards there. And I don't need reversals. I don't know. I might have to read a reversal on this one, though, because of the way that it kind of came out, because one was reversed and one was not. And so you got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Now, the 7 of Pentacles is like when you're waiting for that harvest to come in, okay? You started something, but you don't see the results, and you're just kind of patiently waiting and persevering and moving forward. The fact that it's reversed is letting me know that one of the things that needs to happen for you to find balance within your heart chakra is you need to come to a place of patience around the harvest coming in, because with it being reversed, it makes me feel like what is happening is a bit of impatience on the journey. So with regards to your heart chakra, I'm getting the sense that you have a sense of impatience, that you have a sense of longing, that things have not worked out the way that you desired them to work out. And it's left you a little bit heartbroken, okay, on the journey. But the thing is that it is coming. The harvest is coming, okay? And it's important for you to be in a place to be able to receive it from a place of abundance, from a place of that 9 of Pentacles, where you have deeply rooted abundance, all right? It's important for you to be able to receive that. So that means you've got to cultivate a deeper level of patience in regards to your harvest coming in, your ship coming to shore, okay? In regards to your heart chakra. Now, you've also got this beautiful star card. And the star card is about wishes being granted, okay? Wishes being granted, opportunities, healing after traumatic events or traumatic illness of some kind, knowing that you're on the right path. The star card represents renewed hope, okay? Which is so beautiful, because what it's saying is, hang in there, beloved. Your heart is on the mend, if you will, and your wishes are soon to be fulfilled with regards to your heart chakra and that energy in terms of finding the balance there, okay? Allow yourself to be healed and allow yourself to dream big so that those wishes can be fulfilled. I'm going to pull this card here in terms of some specific guidance in regards to your heart chakra. Morning star, keep shining even when others have quit. So again, there's a sense of perseverance, persevering past this period of time where it feels like the harvest is not coming in. You've done the legwork, you've done the time, you feel like you've been patient, but you're still not seeing those buds come forth. You're still not seeing the blooms come forth. You're still not seeing that sweet fruit really fully blossoming on the vine, all right? But it is coming for you. It is 100% coming. So it's important for you to stay balanced in your heart chakra so that you can receive it, all right? That being said, we are going to now move over to your throat chakra. So I'm asking Spirit, what is the current, there it is, energy? The Ace of Wands. Okay. The Ace of Wands, all aces are going to represent a beginning. So it's letting me know that for some of you all, this is like a new beginning in terms of speaking your truth. And not just speaking your truth, but speaking your truth with passion, because the wands represent fire and passion, okay? It also represents creativity, okay? So having new ideas coming in, new endeavors, new kind of what's the word? Like illumination, right? As with the sun here, like there's new, excuse me, illumination when it comes to your throat chakra. These readings have been tearing up my throat chakra, I'll tell you that much. But there is a sense of being integrated and fully connected, okay? And so that has to do with you being able to fully speak of all of your truths. As you go through this metamorphosis and come out the other side, it is going to be more and more important that you stand fully in your truth and that you are able to speak it in any place at any time to anyone, okay? When it's necessary. Okay? Everybody doesn't need to know everything all the time, but it is important that you know that you have the power to speak. Now, you've got the Nine of Wands. This is another card of persevering, all right? So with regards to your throat chakra, which is going to be your communication and your expression, it is important for you to continue to persevere, even though it feels like maybe you have attempted to speak and maybe haven't been heard before. You are nervous about speaking about certain things or certain topics of some kind. The guidance here is for you to stand strong in your own power and continue to persevere, okay? And in this case, because it's a throat chakra, speak. So you've got protect your energy and hold your stars close, the full moon, okay? So in other words, also with your throat chakra, I think it's important for you to be able to, as the other phrase that I was saying was, everybody doesn't need to know everything all the time, but to be conscious of when and where you speak your truth. Know that you can speak when and where you need to, however you need to, but that it is important that you do it in a space that is going to value what you bring, okay, in terms of your speaking. Sometimes it is better to just be still and quiet, but do not allow your silence to, impede your freedom in any way, okay? I'm asking Spirit to give us the current energy of your third eye. It popped right out. Okay. And you got the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant, it's interesting. So some people think of that as like the kind of like a traditional authority kind of figure, traditional religion and things like that. The other thing about the Hierophant, though, is it's an expansion. It represents an enlightenment, okay, a spiritual development. And we're talking about your third eye. So the fact that the current state is the Hierophant is letting me know that you are in a process of deep learning about the process of tapping into your intuition, okay? You are in the process of getting lessons. You may even be running across the various guides or spiritual teachers that are helping you to open up in certain ways in regards to your third eye. All right. And this is all in the spirit of preparing you for your new paradigm, what is going to emerge out of this metamorphosis in which you're currently going through. All right. So it may feel like you don't have all of the answers, that you're in that state, which can be a little bit confusing sometimes, of learning, the apprentice. Okay. But you are in the process of transforming. Look at that. Wow. So in terms of finding the balance, you've got this Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is going to be a powerful beginning, right? It is a powerful energy of illumination. Look at her third eye is literally on fire, and we're talking about we're talking about the third eye chakra. And we're talking about you being in a state of learning, of opening. This pile in particular is going to be opening your third eye even further, expanding, elevating, ascending to a new level of understanding as you're going through this metamorphosis process. Your third eye is going to be deeply impacted by the work and the transformation that you're doing. Okay. Trust yourself, pile 3. Trust and know. Understand that your roots, your ancestral roots, are going to be able to support and guide you on this journey. Okay. Breathe. Inhale, stardust. Exhale, magic. Inhale, stardust. Exhale, magic. You're going to be inhaling the stardust of your guides, your gods, your spirits, your elevated ancestor wisdom. Okay. And then when you are able to speak, when you are clear, when you have gone through metamorphosis, what you inhale to the world will be magic. Okay. Because the wisdom that you're holding in your third eye will be so advanced. All right. That's really, really beautiful. I'd say that one was healthy. You're in the process of a healthy third eye generation there. And so now we're going to look at your crown. Okay. And so I'm asking Spirit for the current state of your crown. This card just popped right out, and it is the Star card. So you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, okay, so that was your, right. So you got the Star card in the heart chakra in terms of where you're going. The current state of your crown is the Star card, okay? So this is about healing. This is about, in this case, it's almost like I'm really seeing this crown, this current state of like, sometimes the star, I see the star as like the healing. It is healing, but it can also represent like a kind of sense of stardom, a sense of shining, right, in your own life. Other people seeing you and seeing your light and shining. And I feel like this pile, like your crown is shining, okay? Your crown. So your crown is critical, just like your root is critical, right? Like your root is critical and your crown is critical. And you've got some inner strength in your root, and you've got the star at your crown, right? And it's important for you to control your thoughts as you go through this metamorphosis in your root. But within your crown, the crown represents your spirituality and your enlightenment. And so to have the star there, it's like illumination. This pile is really going through a period of ascending to another level of knowing, okay? Of being, of knowing, of seeing. And I think that is actually quite beautiful for you all. And I'm going to ask for what is the additional guidance or insight you might get for the crown. Okay, this one is popping up. Wow, look at that. The way that card popped out. I wish you guys could have seen that. I don't know if you saw that. But you got the Fool card. And so there's a sense here of you trusting the universe, taking a risk, allowing yourself to step out with abandon on your soul's journey. You have the Chariot to guide you. Light. Without the dark, we never see the stars. That's beautiful. This is also letting me know that with regards to your crown chakra, you are going to very soon quickly begin to understand and know, if you have not already, begin to know that this process of your metamorphosis, even those periods that have been dark and painful, and maybe some of them that you're still shaking off, if you did not have those periods, your crown could not shine as bright as it does, because you have a new level of understanding, of enlightenment, and of ascension based on your soul's journey path and the lessons that you've had thus far, okay? And you're going to continue to go through metamorphosis. You continue to learn and see. But if there was not night, how could we ever see the stars, right? So if you didn't have those times where things were a bit darker, how would you ever find your light? All right. Wow. Wow. This particular POW is really, really very, like, a lot of spirituality, a lot of transformation, a lot of growth, a lot of expansion. And so I really want you to, I'm going back through and looking at like the spaces where you need to work, like what can help guide you. And the main thing I'm coming back to is your root here, in the sense of really like controlling your own constellations, controlling your own thoughts, right? So that you can begin to create that which you want to create. So that's what I have for you all. These were a little bit longer than I thought, but we did kind of touch on each of the chakra areas. I'd love to hear from you if this type of reading resonated with you in any way. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, I'm doing personal readings now. I would love to do one for you. Just drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I would be happy to contact you and let you know via email, let you know kind of what the specifics are, and then we can go from there. Okay. That being said, I hope that you have an abundantly joyful day, and I hope that this was helpful for you in some way. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to grow the channel. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Okay? Bye-bye.